If you wake up feeling dread, you're probably going to procrastinate. If you procrastinate, you're probably going to feel more stressed. If you feel super stressed, let's be honest, you're probably going to eat like crap and you are probably going to avoid working out. You're not going to do the healthy things that you really want to do. You're going to dumb down to the default or the essential tasks only. And you're going to end every day feeling like you skipped a day again. You can't believe you can't get yourself in motion. You're going to beat yourself up profusely. And that really doesn't lead to healthy behaviors. So if you've been wondering why you always fall off when life gets hard, why you sabotage your success, why you allow yourself to be unhealthy when you know you feel so much better when you're working out, when you're eating well, when you're taking care of yourself, then I'll give you some reprieve. It's not because you're weak, and it's not even because you need more willpower. It's because you're lacking one critical skill that every high achiever needs in order to be successful with fitness. And that skill is learning to process hard emotions. Now, this sounds crazy. I want you to stick with me and really think about this for a second. Because if you fall off every time life gets hard, then you can't keep doing what you're doing. There must be something missing. Now, you might be wondering, who is this girl? What is she saying? I'm Lindsay Pickowitz. I'm one of the head coaches of the Fitness Project, and our focus is building fit, healthy leaders. We work with high-level entrepreneurs, executives, and business leaders like you who really want to be consistent. They want to be healthy. They want to take care of themselves. They know how good that feels. And for some reason, they just can't bridge the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. And even when they do bridge that gap, it ends up being short-lived because of exactly this pattern that I'm explaining here, where you get consistent until you reach a peak point of pressure. Because if you're a high achiever, you're used to pushing through pressure and stress. But once you reach that peak point of pressure where it's too high, the only thing that it seems you can do is the basics. You can get through the essential tasks of the day, but then all you want is relief, which is not working out. It's not cooking a healthy meal, right? It's actually saying, oh, I'm so stressed. I just need a day off today. It's where you start saying things like, oh, I had a bad day. I just deserve this wine or this ice cream, or I can't wait to have that wine. It's where you say things like, oh, I'm just really not feeling motivated right now. I'll get going on Monday. We tell ourselves these false truths because it delays the feeling of pain that we experience when we've been off track for quite some time. And if that's a pattern that has really hijacked your consistency, you can imagine how it actually is just not being able to handle the emotions in those hard moments because the emotions run the show, not our conscious mind. If it was up to your conscious mind where you have full energy and focus, you'd know, okay, it's been a hard day. I should go get a good workout in. But when we succumb to our emotions in those moments, that's where, again, we get derailed. So if you can learn how to manage those hard emotions, then you actually will step up and be a leader of yourself regardless of what's going on. Now, let's talk about this for a second, because why does no other fitness coach or health coach talk about the importance of emotional regulation and healthy processing of hard emotions? First, it's not very sexy, but second, because when it comes to fitness, no one talks about anything but workouts and macros. In reality, fitness is about mastering your inner state. Fitness is life mastery more than just body mastery or nutrition mastery. It's really about being able to understand where you're at mentally and emotionally at any point in time and take the healthy action anyway, regardless of how you're feeling. And if that sounds very exciting to you or like it would be useful, then stick with me for the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to teach you a process that will help you process hard emotions in the moment and get you to the other side of them so that you can still take action even if you don't feel like it, or even if you're feeling really stressed and all you want is the glass of wine. Really walk with me on this and you're going to get a tool that will change your life. Now, this tool is something that was introduced to me several years ago by a mentor of mine when I was experiencing a peak point of burnout. It was 2020. And I had just gotten so burnt out coaching my clients, building our business, and leading into marriage that I just felt so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was fearful of the future. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't feel like the path I was on was the right one. And it just created a lot of internal chaos. And as a result of that, even though I coach people on these things like fitness and health, I found myself eating more irregularly, skipping workouts, or even finding that when I did work out, it didn't give me relief. And knowing that that's the one thing that gives me relief, I didn't know what else to do. And so my friend stepped up and said, hey, I have this process called the IMS process that I think if you just give it a shot and you learn it and you take this course, it'll change your life. You'll get your peace back. You'll get your sense of calm and control back, and I'll help you through it. At that point, I was in full surrender mode. I said, yes, absolutely. Whatever it takes to feel more calm and less anxious and overwhelmed, I'm in. And that is the process I'm going to teach you today, which is really a simple process. And it only has 4 steps. It's simple, it's repeatable, and most importantly, it works. Now, here's the first thing that I learned when I was going through this 4-step process. Emotions only have about a 90-second lifespan unless they're fueled by our thoughts. Your thoughts are fuel to your emotions. So think about it. If you're feeling anxious and you're constantly in your head telling yourself, oh, I feel so anxious. Can't believe how anxious I feel. Oh my gosh, I'm so anxious. What am I afraid of? Blah, 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 blah. You're just going to feel more anxious. Whereas if you just experience an emotion fully, whether it's an emotion of anxiety, of depression, of stress, if you feel that fully, and you don't fuel it with thoughts, it dissipates. So know that as I teach you this process. Here's how it goes. Step 1 of this IMS, which stands for Inner Matrix Systems process of handling hard emotions, goes number 1, acknowledge and label the emotion. Now think of this as maybe a 3 to 5 minute practice that you would do in private. Step 1, acknowledge and label. In this moment, I feel anxious. In this moment, I feel overwhelmed. In this moment, I feel sad. There is no judgment, important. It's just acknowledging and labeling something. There's no intensity. There's no, and that's wrong, and I can't believe it, and I wish I didn't feel this way. It's just naming it. Once you name something, it goes from the back of your mind where you're panicked and wondering why you're feeling this way to very, very clear, emotionless, black and white. Okay, that's what it is. It's like saying this is a table. There's nothing to do with that other than that's a fact, right? So step 1, acknowledge and label. Step 2, this is important. Accept it. Accept that emotion. Judgment makes emotions sticky. If you can accept how you're feeling right now, doesn't mean you're going to stay there, but if you can accept it, immediately you'll feel a sense of relief. So that in this example would be, in this moment, I feel anxious, and it's okay. And it's okay. Just saying, and it's okay, tells your brain that you are safe to feel this emotion. And what's crazy is that when you feel the emotions of overwhelm, stress, panic, your brain is actively looking for threats. That is the survival mind at its finest, and it's doing its job. So when you acknowledge the emotion and you follow that with, and it's okay, your brain relaxes. Your nervous system relaxes. It's amazing. Just saying it out loud or saying it in your mind repeatedly calms your body and your mind. Step 3, because acknowledging and accepting it is not enough, you want to actually get it to dissipate so that a higher emotion can take its place. And so that looks like doing the 4-sided breath. If you've never done box breathing, it's a fantastic tool. You can use it anytime. It's not just in this process with emotions. You can use it anytime that you're kind of reaching a peak and you want to calm down. A 4-sided breath is this. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold for about 4 seconds, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. hold for about 4 seconds. You repeat that breath. And as you inhale, you're just repeating those first 2 steps. You're inhaling, saying, in this moment, I feel blank. And then as you exhale, you're saying, and it's okay. It's okay. Step number 4, as we stack all of these things together, again, imagine a 3 to 5 minute practice where you're sitting by yourself in private, is you smile. You smile while you breathe. And again, remember, this is in private. Nobody sees you. You smile when you breathe. Now, what's crazy about this simple gesture is that, again, it signals to your body that you're safe, that you're okay, that you're in control, that all is well. The change of physiology actually impacts your nervous system. It gets you to calm down. It's incredible. If you just go through this motion and you kind of stay low and sad, it won't work. But if you go through this motion of saying, in this moment, I feel anxious and it's okay, and you start doing that 4-sided breath and you let a soft smile, you don't have to smile like a crazy person, but a soft smile just sit on your face, you'll notice that even after a few rounds, again, without fueling your mind with thoughts, just focusing on the counts and that statement of in this moment I feel and it's okay, you will feel that emotion or that intensity, maybe it's in your chest or your stomach, it will start to dissipate. And what you'll notice is that a different emotion will replace it. It might be a state of feeling content, feeling steady, feeling calm, maybe even feeling a little bit of joy or silliness if maybe you were feeling upset and it was for no good reason, right? Then you might start to laugh at yourself a little bit. You'll notice it shifts. And then you just repeat those 4 steps again. And you say, in this moment, I feel steady and it's okay. In this moment, I feel content and that's okay. And you just keep doing it for a few minutes until you reach a point where you feel like you can go on with your day feeling good. You don't have to get to the point of bliss or joy by any means, but being able to see your emotion process, relax, and dissipate, and then maybe seeing a new one replace it is really where we're trying to get to. And that's it. Those are the 4 steps of the IMS process. And if you do this, think about it. The more you do this, the more you stay in control. This is not something that you want to only use in those hard moments. You almost want to think of it as something that you could try to incorporate more often than you need it. Because when you practice this consistently, even like once a day, instead of reaching for food in a hard moment, you're going to take a breath. Instead of skipping a workout because you don't feel like it and whatever, you'll feel that desire to relax and you'll question it. Maybe you'll give yourself a little bit of grace that you aren't feeling like it, but then you're going to go do something anyway. You're going to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, I don't feel like it, but I have goals. So why don't I at least go for a walk? Or why don't I at least do a short workout? You'll have more pause and you'll have more control over your emotions versus them controlling you and leading the ship. And this is really how you build consistency. Consistency is bred through presence, not perfection. If you can be present enough to remember you have something important to you that you're working on, then you don't have to be perfect. You just have to take action. It has to be imperfect action. And imperfect action is consistency over time, right? That's really what we're aiming for. So in summary, if you always fall off when life gets hard, this is the skill that you've been missing. This is what you need. So try it today, right after this video even. Give this 60 seconds, set a timer on your phone and actually do that 4-step process. Acknowledge and label, accept it, 4-sided breath with a soft smile on your face. Do it for 2 to 3 minutes and see how you feel. Now remember, you don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to build this emotional muscle of being able to process a hard emotion. And that's really what's going to help you be consistent, even when life gets messy. And if you want help walking through this in real time and you want a guided exercise, I recorded a guided version of this 4-step process that we're giving you as a part of this video. All you have to do is click the button below and you can download that meditation. You can access it. And then it's only, again, 3 to 5 minutes and it will walk you through acknowledging, accepting, and coming into that calm. Great job taking a moment to learn this skill. Now you have to go apply it and build the muscle. I'm Lindsay Pickowitz. It's been a pleasure to teach this to you, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, or follow us if you're listening on the podcast. And I look forward to seeing you and hopefully getting to actually meet you at some point in the future. With that, go out and conquer your day. Cheers.